Welp, for anyone else who missed all the signs, by now it's been made abundantly clear that Kandi Burruss got caught up in a honey trap.
A honey trap, girl. This is a mess. The recent reports are stating that Kandi found out that Todd Tucker was cheating on her. And I'm like, are you kidding me? What in the world? Because you know what? There was all this speculation about, well, there may not have been that because that's why they brought a third party into their, bedroom. And it's like, that didn't stop anything. And as quiet as it's kept, I would like to know that Kandi was not the one that signed up for that, because this is what ends up happening anyway. Because if that man wants to cheat, that's exactly what he's going to do.
Right.
And he has truly been nothing but her enemy from the very beginning. And especially with all these clips coming forth, everyone is seeing that, wow, did he ever love her?
Girl.
Look at that. The clips are nonstop. The internet sleuths, the investigators, they are all on the case, and they're pulling every last one of them. And so much so that I know that this girl was not expecting this, because you know why? Kandi did everything for this man. And that could possibly be one of the problems. She did everything for him. She covered for him. She took care of the household, the finances, everything. And that is not good.
No.
Because now this girl has been sleeping with the enemy all this time. And enemy, I say, because what type of love does something like this to a person?
Love doesn't do that, period. That it was never love, and it never gave love. And that's the crazy thing, because it's like Kandi, with this business savvy as she is, it's like she ignored all the signs. Because I know, we're saying it was a honey trap, but it wasn't even no honey in the trap. I mean, it wasn't nothing sweet about Todd. Not the way he treated her. Even during the courtship, it's like he flipped the script, making her chase after him. He would be trying to make fun of her. Like, we talked about this, I think, in the other video, where he was talking about how he liked to play boyfriend, girlfriend, and make the woman think that he was into her like that. And then when she started, thinking they was together, he turned around and say, what time out? We not together like that.
A mess.
And he did that with Kandi. Kandi even basically told the humiliating story how she showed up at his place uninvited before they got married, before they were even really serious, I guess, or had the official talk. And he basically turned her away to go out with somebody else. So he spent that courtship humiliating her, making her chase him. Yeah, there was another clip that, when they were doing that glam session, whatever that podcast is.
Yeah.
Where he was talking about how men like to be chased. And they were, again, I guess, talking about, the bedroom, and how he doesn't really initiate that with Kandi. And Kandi ended up saying how even during their courtship, she was the one, like, I think she even said, like, 90% of the time, she was the one that initiated intimacy. And it's like, you mean to tell me that before y'all even got married, she was the one who had to, hey, baby, you want to do something?
Yeah, because he set that whole thing up.
Exactly. So it wasn't really any sugar, any honey in the trap.
Not at all.
And with this latest thing, with the news coming out that, Kandi had reportedly found out that he had been talking to other women before the divorce filing. And she had no idea. She had no clue of it. But what really told everyone, finally showed people who were just refusing to see what Todd was all this time, was just the other day that the news came out that he was filing for full custody of the kids and trying to see if the prenup was even legal, saying that he was under duress when he signed and pressure he didn't have his lawyer with him, acting like he forgot that whole little series, the spinoff that RHOA did for Kandi's wedding, where it showed how he had months with the prenup and his lawyer. And they even filmed him signing it, saying that, oh, he's signing it against his lawyer's advice because it's going to prove that he loves Kandi and it's not about the money or whatnot.
That was a bunch of crap, because people are seeing now all over the place that this man never was really into Kandi like that.
No.
He planned this from the beginning, and it doesn't matter what people think concerning Mama Joyce and what she was always saying, and how that has nothing to do with it. That woman saw what this man was.
Exactly.
And so, no, she was not in any way wrong for what she was saying to her daughter, okay?
The delivery was a little bit off because, and the problem with that is she was right. She noticed the signs. She noticed, because a mother knows how someone is supposed to love their child. A loving mother, they know how someone's supposed to love their child. So she saw he wasn't loving her right. It wasn't even looking anything akin to love when she saw how Todd was treating her daughter that she loved.
Oh, and wow, that's good.
Yeah, so
that's where that came from.
The delivery was off because I think she was so hurt. She was so scared, or so, she didn't want her child to experience the future heartbreak that this was going to cause, the self-esteem issues that it would cause. And so her delivery was off because she kept hammering at it, basically. And y'all know what happens when the parent figure is always hammering at the child's judgment. They turn stubborn and they think that now they have to defend the person, or they have to defend their choice and their decision.
And they do the opposite.
And they do the opposite of what the parent wants for them.
But the very good point you made was that a mother knows how her child is supposed to be loved when she sees that this is not happening. This is what made Mama Joyce just be all up in there. Of course, frantic, because now you got people trying to, put that on her. No, this was not the horse before the cart or anything like that. This man treated this woman like that before the mother saw what was going on. Okay, so it's not, Todd does not get an excuse because, the mother did this. No, this mother was hurt because she saw how this man treated her daughter. So no, he doesn't get a pass to say that, oh, well, if Mama Joyce had, no. Mama Joyce did what a mother does.
Exactly. That Mama Joyce was not Todd's villain origin story. It's called integrity. If he had any integrity, it wouldn't have mattered what she was saying or how she was treating him. If he loved that girl, if he loved Kandi like that, like he was pretending to, then that wouldn't have even mattered. But you can see it all through his actions, that his actions didn't match up with the so-called love.
His actions was very suspect.
Exactly. And in that whole clip that I know everyone's been seeing, because thank God that there was still some remnant of wisdom that Kandi held on to, and she had them film all the leading up to the signing of the prenup.
That's right.
And not only did he sign it under the RHOA cameras, but he signed it under Kandi's lawyer's cameras with the notary present.
That's right.
So all of that is on film. But tell me, anybody who saw that, why in the world did Kandi even marry him after that? Because the way that man was pouting and gaslighting
that's
her,
what everyone is asking.
Talking about, it's not about your money. It's like, what?
You were the first one to bring the money up. Kandi didn't even mention the money. You said it's not about the money. She didn't say that it was. And everyone is saying that. It's like, there was the red flag right there, Kandi. Why did you go on with this? Everyone saw how he was, and he turned and walked away and I'm like, ooh, girl.
And the way he walked up on her at one point, because when he was, you know, trying to act like he was he was looking out for his interest or whatever it was, and then Kandi was like seeing through some things, and she ended up saying, it's like, I don't even want to say, and then he
jumped all up in her face.
Yeah,
say it.
Like, be real mad. Jumping in my eyes like,
I'm
boy,
like, is this what's been going on?
Oh my God, exactly.
Is this what's been going on?
And it was. It's like he kept trying to big man her. A little man trying to big man Kandi every
that's
time
what that looked like.
That she got some, you know, clarity coming through.
Yes.
Because it was like, at that point, Kandi was like, well, you know, if you don't sign this, then it's just not going to be a wedding. And so she was standing firm on that.
And she looked every bit of it. I saw it on her face.
Exactly.
And then he tried to big man her. And then, you know, she, instead of holding on to the clarity of what was going on, she responded back in that manner. Like, I'm always really got in that emotional phase again. Yes, and that's what I saw. I said, this is what he's been doing all along.
Exactly. There was another scene. This was actually after they got married, and he was using her money to start all these businesses that he didn't know what he was doing in, like the trucking business. And that's crazy because people, that's another thing, because he's been spending this all along, trying to act like, oh, he had to quit his job because they got together.
No.
First of all, that never should have even been brought to her. If this is love, you don't tell someone the sacrifices that you supposedly had to make for them.
Right.
If this is love, then he should have been all for doing whatever. But all that he kept saying, and everyone, that's the narrative everywhere, he had to quit his job because guess what? He didn't have to quit his job. That was a lie. They even said it in another interview that turned out not to be a problem. They just moved him to a different show. So he was still working with that same production company and got to do a different show with them. So no, he did not have to quit his job for Kandi.
No, he didn't.
But what Kandi showed him, because she was trying to make him see that she was a good choice for him.
No, Kandi.
Which, come on.
No, Kandi.
You do not have to sell yourself for the man who loves you.
That's right.
You don't have to do a whole marketing strategy plan to show him, hey, it's better with me. You know, we can do all this together. But what she did was she showed him how he could make more money doing things with her than he'd ever made in his life for just one day of work. Mm-hmm. And when he saw that, then that became the incentive to not go out for all these other jobs elsewhere. But he wanted to make it seem, well, Kandi wants me near her. Well, no, you saw how good it was working with her and how much money you could bring in.
That's
working
exactly
with her.
What happened.
So all of that stuff. So there was this one point, I guess he got tired of being all in her space all the time or whatnot, doing the production, even though he said that was his dream. He wanted so Kandi was doing the producing with them, funding the projects and all that stuff, putting the money in, but he needed to go find his own, so he decided he wanted to be a trucker. He bought a 18-wheeler or something like that, and then next thing you know, he telling Kandi he's not effing happy. He don't want to be an effing trucker. Like she had anything to do with that. And the funny thing is, because this is a pattern, as soon as she gets some moment of clarity, then here he comes with the big man thing. So he said he's not effing happy. He didn't want to be an effing trucker. This is not his dream that he signed up for. He wants to produce like he was when he started. And so Kandi, moment of clarity. It's not my fault that I was all behind you for doing the movie. I was supporting you doing the movie. It's not my fault that you didn't put all the pieces together yet. So, of course, he lagging behind in what he was supposed to do to fulfill his dream. So, when she was making that good point, that good sense, Immediately, he flips the script.
Again.
He big man. Yeah, but my wife got to be here. You don't spend no time with her.
Gaslight.
What does that have to do with what you were just talking about? You know, they had nannies and everything. So the kids were taken care of. He could do what he desired to do, but no, he turned that around on Kandi. Now, Kandi, knowing that, yeah, she does work a lot because someone has to bring in enough money to support the lifestyle they're accustomed to.
That's right.
So she let him trick her with that big man thing like that. Yeah. So he said that you don't come around enough. You're not here enough, you know, unless maybe you don't want to be here. He did that. And then she goes, of course I want to be here, all tearful and all that stuff. And then here he goes, big man. Well, act like it. And I said, my God, today, because you are not getting ready to raise your voice, and now you done flipped the script.
Oh no!
Raise your voice like she has been in the wrong all this time. Well, act like it.
Oh no, he didn't.
And then instead of Kandi stand in again,
her
where
clarity,
she was right, the clarity. She was getting a clear picture of what was going on. What did she do? This girl drops to her knees. He was sitting on the chair, so she drops to her knees, and so she can lean in and be at eye level with him.
Oh.
And lean in and kiss him and say how sorry she is.
Oh. And
I was like, oh my God.
Oh.
It was crazy.
Oh my goodness.
And it was a pattern. That's what he would do. He would keep, making her think that she was the bad person. She was doing wrong. Whenever she had a reasonable request or a reasonable response, whenever some clarity was coming through, then he'd turn around and flip the script on her, just like he tried to do with this prenup thing. When he tried to say, oh, he was under duress. Well, Kandi was like, nah,
And that's what I'm so happy about, because everyone was saying that when he came out with that, everyone was saying, Kandi, you better not stand for this. Mm-hmm. Girl, stop playing that role that you've been playing and trying to appease this man. You better bring it, girl.
Okay.
And so she did. Because she responded as such.
Yes. She got the footage from Bravo showing everything that he did, and that he said on camera that he was signing against his lawyer's wishes and that he was not under any form of duress. So she has the footage, submitted that as court evidence. Also, according to all the household finances, things like that, he tried to say that basically Kandi wasn't around enough, so he should be the full-time parent, basically. He's the one that's always taking care of the kids, and he's there all the time. He even started doing this whole little daddy daycare sequence on Instagram.
Yeah, it was a plan.
Yeah, exactly. It was a plan. It was part of his honey trap. So he did that, and Kandi was like, not so fast, not so fast. Mm-hmm. Yes, I work. Yes, I've been making this money, but you work too. You are out of town on trips too. Matter of fact, we have a nanny for both of us when we're not there. So he was trying to, again, cloud the issue, gaslight, and make it seem like, oh, she was doing wrong, so he should be the one who gets what he wants to get.
And she's not standing for that, because initially she tried to play fair. Mm-hmm. She's been playing fair as far as I'm concerned.
Entire marriage.
Her entire marriage, she's been playing fair. But she set this divorce out in an amicable way, because now they're saying that he has been cheating on her. Mm-hmm. So she figures, I'm sure she knew about this, that okay, I'm going to set it out like this, and I know doggone well he's not going to contest with what he's been out here doing. And what does he do? He gaslights. Again. Here he comes and he flips it and tries to bring the contention in about this prenup.
Exactly.
But it's not happening, because everyone is getting a clear-eye view of who this person was.
Right.
And that this young lady was sleeping with the enemy.
Exactly. And it was so clear from the entire courtship. And the crazy thing was, all of this was caught on 4K, from the RHOA cameras to their own podcasts that they were doing, things like that. All of this was visible. There was nothing slick about Todd's plan. You could see through every move he was making.
That's right.
And it makes you wonder, how could someone that is so savvy like Kandi
in business,
in business, but would you think worldly wise, like she knows the tricks and all that, this wasn't her first boyfriend or anything like that, so she knows what's going on, how would she get caught up into something like that?
Because it was the psychology of it. Like he said, that's how he plays. He made it appear that he was not interested in her after having everyone say, let her know I like her, let her know. And then when she finally, as you said before, he gets on her radar, then she's looking and like,
and expecting something from him, and he ignores her.
And that's why, because that when he saw her, he knew, oh, this was somebody that had it going on as far as the business, and he wanted part of that.
Right.
And so he knew he had to play it a different way. That's what happened.
Yeah, and it seems like it really stems back from a lot of the stuff that we are kind of taught, the errors that we're taught in childhood.
Right.
Because when you think about, the little girls going to school and little Johnny pulls her pigtail, or he pinches her or something like that, and the girl goes home, tells mommy, oh, he did this, he did that, and then the parent goes, oh, well, that means he likes you. He just likes you.
Not so.
No, no, that's not like the little boys who like the little girls are the ones that's digging in their little mommy's jewelry boxes to try to give them a little gift or something like that. They're passing over and giving them their fruit snacks and their juice during lunch. That's what liking looks like. But when these kids are told from a young age that,
the antagonism of a person,
exactly,
of the boy, means
that they like them, that's what they grow up thinking. So the more Todd was, pushing her away or making her feel a certain kind of way, that psychology, like you said, it clicks in. Oh, that means he likes me. Oh, he must really like. It's just this trap that they have had these little girls falling into until, the clarity of the Lord snatches them out of that.
That's right. Pulling her out of the fire.
Yeah.
And that's what this was.
Exactly.
Because she's found out what was going on. It was made clear to her, and something snapped in clarity, as it's been doing, but that little man wasn't around to try to jump in her face and play big man. Something snapped when she found out he was cheating, and then she said, that's it, that's all.
All right, let us know what you guys think in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe for more. Hype up the video, and thanks for watching.